everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jenna. If you're new, welcome to Queen of Diamonds. I hope you'll consider sticking around. I would love to have you here. And if you're returning, as always, welcome back and thank you for continuing to tune in and support the channel. I genuinely do appreciate all of your support. It's Monday. I tried to get this Motivational Monday video up a little earlier. It's just been kind of a hectic day. So, some days are like that. We all know how that goes. So I'm just trying to take a deep breath and get it up as soon as I can. My quote for Motivational Monday, or my thought for the week, is kind of a long one. It's not just a one-liner, but I have it written down because I have it written down in several places so that I can refer to it, and I'll probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, have it memorized before the end of the day. But let me just read it to you. It says, "Strong women don't compete, they connect. They cheer, they build, because real badassery isn't about tearing others down. It's about lifting each other up." Now, I really like that quote because I feel like there is so much tearing down and so much negativity in the world. I see it, unfortunately, in our community. And don't get me wrong, I think we have a wonderful diamond painting community here. I really do. I see it all the time. People will ask a simple question on some of the Facebook pages and they're met with hostility or, being made to feel like their question was stupid. And the thing we have to remember is we don't know what other people are going through. They might be a brand new diamond painter for all we know. And if they're not, you just don't know what is going on in someone's mind. I feel like a lot of the time in my situation, my life is thrown at me and I never know what to expect from day to day. My job is not a routine job. I don't get to work every day and think, okay, by 10 o'clock, I'm going to have this done. By 1 o'clock, I'm going to have that done. My job doesn't work that way. I've had jobs in the past that have worked that way, and I actually really love the consistency. But my job is a fly by the seat of your pants type of job, and every day is different. Every hour is unexpected, and I have to constantly check myself to make sure that I'm staying focused on whatever I'm doing. So there are times that I will get on and either just read half of a conversation in a group chat and see a question and I'll respond. And then sometimes later on, I'll go back and I'm like, oh, Jenna, that question was answered like 5 times before you answered it. So I want us all to practice some patience with each other. Now, one of the things that has been on my mind a lot is that kindness is free. And when I read this quote that strong women don't compete, they connect, that hits me because I'm not a competitive person by nature. I'm just not. There's a time and a place where it's okay to be competitive in sports or games. Sure, competition can be fun in those situations. When I was a little girl, I was in dance competitions and we were very competitive about our dancing. So there is a time and a place. I don't feel like this hobby is a hobby where people have to be competing. And it happens all the time. Another thing that I notice it in is relationships or friendships. And about a year ago, I made some really great friends in the diamond painting community. It was kind of a little sub-community of its own. And I really loved the relationships that I was developing. And then there was this little tiny situation that all of a sudden got blown into a really big situation. And I'm not going to play dumb and say that I don't know what happened because I kind of know, but it got way blown out of proportion. And that part, I don't really understand how that happened. But there were some things done that cannot be repaired. For example, I got blocked from a community that I was part of. And I've never been blocked from anything in my life. So it really like jolted me to see that I was now blocked. And it didn't come with too much of an explanation. It came with a, "I'm sorry I hurt your feelings" block. And when I read the "I'm sorry," I wanted to respond and try to repair the damage that had been done because I didn't mean to have that much damage done. But that's when I found out I was blocked. I didn't even have a chance to respond. And I feel like we are so quick sometimes to judge each other when what we need to do is meet each other with understanding. And like I said, I have to remember that for me. One thing that I Absolutely. I see it with my girls and I see it in my life. I've had people say this to me where you'll make friends with somebody and then the person that you were friends with first is like, well, I'm glad to see you guys are getting along, but remember, I'm her number one. Or I'm glad you found this small shop, but remember, I'm the favorite. I don't know how to respond to those things because to me, that's like elementary school type behavior. I feel like as an adult, I'm not worried about being a favorite. I'm not worried about being a favorite friend. I'm not being worried about being a favorite customer to a small shop. I'm not worried about being a favorite YouTube channel. I'm worried about what Jenna is doing in Jenna's life. I'm worried about the relationships that I'm developing with people and my friendships. And I'm not worried about being someone's favorite or being someone's number one. I just feel like that's, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's a little, to me, that's a big sign of an insecurity issue. But that's when I'll step off and be like, I wasn't trying to be anybody's favorite. I wasn't trying to be anybody's number one. I thought we were all here to build relationships with each other. I thought we were all here because we had this hobby in common. And that's the thing that blows my mind that I see all the time in the world around me, but also in having this channel, is there's a lot of unnecessary competing. What are we competing for exactly? Because I'm not worried about being someone's number one YouTube channel. I'm not worried about how many subscribers I have compared to so-and-so. I'm not worried about how many views I have compared to so-and-so, or how many diamond paintings I have in my stash, or how many diamond paintings I'm buying on the new release weekend. I'm worried about what Jenna's doing. And it's hard because I do find myself triggered sometimes when I hear somebody is buying like 3 of the mystery boxes that were just on sale. I chose not to get a mystery box. I could have if I had wanted to, but I chose not to just because I've had 3 mystery boxes in the past year and I've loved them. But I have a really big stash right now. To me, it's big. To other people, it's not. But I don't have a lot of storage room, so I've got to be a little bit careful with what I'm buying. So I'm just trying to be a little more thoughtful rather than just, oh, that's pretty, buy, and that's the mentality I've had in the past. So I'm just being more cautious. And with a mystery box, you're really not sure what you're going to get. I just thought for the sake of space, I'm going to refrain this time. It was hard. It was really hard. And, it's challenging. It's hard to do that. It's hard for me to not compare myself to other people. My whole life, I have felt like I'm comparing myself to people. But in having my daughters, they really try to encourage me that comparing myself is not necessary. So it's really not necessary to think, I'm so-and-so's number one friend. I'm so-and-so's favorite friend. I don't get it. But anyway, the reason I'm doing these Motivational Mondays, this is another thing I wanted to explain. Somebody said, this doesn't have anything to do with diamond painting. Why are you doing these? I'm doing them mostly for me because I'm trying to really work on having a positive mental attitude. But I'm doing it for basically, the bottom line is I just want to bring some positivity into the community because I know there's a lot of negativity. And I'm a small channel. I know I'm not well known. I know I don't have a big name out there. And that's okay with me. I'm really okay because I'm bigger than I ever thought I would be. And so my growth is even that much more appreciated because I did not intend to grow this much. I love it. I love all the people I'm getting to know. But I want to, as I grow, really make sure that my viewers understand that this is a place where you can come. It's a safe place where you can come for genuine positivity and to feel uplifted. That is my whole goal with the Motivational Mondays. And these things are things I need to work on. So one of the things that I'm going to try to do ever since this situation happened about a year ago, I've been really hesitant and reluctant to involve myself in the community because I have been I just feel really insecure with having been misunderstood so badly last year. But it's not everybody's fault that happened. And I understand that. It's just I lost a lot of relationships when that all went down. It was so unnecessary. I needed clarification about something that was said to me, and it got blown into this big thing. And all of a sudden I was like, what is happening right now? What's happening? And I knew what had caused all of it. And I knew that things got turned around. But at that point, like I said, the damage was done. I mean, I got blocked before I even had a chance to explain it. And I try to tell my girls this with people that they're dealing with. I have my 19-year-old. Part of the reason I did the let them theory last week was for myself as well, but she was having an issue with a friend of hers that is copying everything that she does. And I'm not talking about like little elementary school, oh, she copied me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like every single thing she does is copied. And it's become like my daughter's getting really stressed out about it because she doesn't feel like it's not somebody doing it genuinely. They're doing it to try to mimic her. And she feels like it's out of mockery. So what I was explaining to my 19-year-old last week was let them, and that's what I want to come back to. So let's have the let them theory attitude, but let's also shower people with kindness. I mean, there's so much competition that's unnecessary. I don't want to compete with anybody. I've never been a competitive person, like I said, aside from when I was in dance, but I don't like the competing. I'm not about that. That's not what Jenna likes to do. After last year happened, I almost threw the towel in on my channel because I was so devastated by being blocked. Like I said, I've never been blocked from anything. I felt it was so harsh and so unnecessary because I truly wanted to fix what had gone wrong because I knew I was to blame for a fraction of it and I wanted to repair it. But when I was blocked suddenly, it just made me feel like no one really cared about me anyway. So why would I try to repair it? I didn't even have a chance to. The decision was made that I was in the wrong and I was going to be blocked. So anyway, why can't we be competing with each other about being kind? Why can't we say, I'm going to be more kind to so-and-so than somebody else is being? I mean, why does that have to be competing in an ugly way? There's ways to compete in a positive way, but we don't make that a thing. And I don't understand why. So anyway, I also hear a lot from my girls and from a lot of social media that, Mom, you're such a badass, or I like this girl because she's a badass. And while that's all great and everything, I like how this quote says, real badassery isn't about tearing others down. Let's be the badasses that build each other up because that is what truly makes a difference in the world, in our community, in our household. Focus on the environment around you at first. If it seems too overwhelming, just be kind. And I had to start practicing with small things. Like I was already kind to my kids and my animals and all of that. But I started smiling at somebody at the grocery store, even though I was in a bad mood and I didn't feel like smiling. Somebody that looked like they weren't having a good day, I smiled at them, and you would not believe what it meant to people. I would get so much feedback, like immediately, thank you so much for your smile, it brightened my day. Or you have such a pretty smile, it rubs off on people. Things like that. Smiles really can help people. And you really truly don't know what someone else is going through and how one act of kindness can possibly save that person. It's really true. And I hope we can all focus on that. But I hope I don't come across as lecturing in these Motivational Mondays. That is not what I'm about. I'm not trying to lecture you because I'm not perfect at these skills that I'm trying to put into my own life as well. I'm just trying to share with you what I'm learning as I'm on this hunt for a positive attitude. Because the world around me is so negative all the time, not around me personally, like not in my space, but the world around me as far as in the world. You see it all the time on the news. You hear about it with politics, religion, all of that. And I just want us to be able to enjoy this hobby and put that stuff aside and just come together and be united through diamond painting. This hobby is supposed to be helping mental health. And yet how much our comments or remarks or things like that tearing people's mental health down. Last year, I did not need the mental health tear down that happened to me. I really, truly didn't. I was already teetering on a really bad place mentally and emotionally. And when that being blocked from a community that I was trying to get to know people and I had developed some relationships, when that happened, it was really detrimental to me. It really hurt bad. And that person that did that will never know how much that hurt me because they didn't wait for me to respond and try to work through it with me. They just instantly, I know what she's about now, so I'm blocking her. When that wasn't even what I was about to begin with. And I feel like that misunderstanding happens so often because we are up here trying to compete, trying to prove that we're up here and everyone else is down here. We are all together in this life. We should all be helping and lifting each other up. Anyway, that's my thought for the day. Some of the goals that I'm doing this week are, at work, I brought my Klimt painting because I haven't even kitted up yet. So I've got that ready to kit up. It's been a pretty crazy day so far, so I haven't even had a chance to do anything with that. I'm hoping that I'll have some time this afternoon. And then at home, I am working on Enchanting Edge. I love Enchanting Edge from Captured by Radiance. It's by Rose Profit Creations. I really love that canvas. It is so pleasant to work on. And even though I've said before that it's a tight drill field and I'm having to single place, I would much rather single place high quality drills than deal with gapping with low quality drills. So I'm okay with that. And I'm enjoying single placing right now, which is so odd because I'm a big multi-placer. But I really do love the single placing on this canvas. And the colors are just so pretty. But I don't know that I'm going to finish it by the end of the month. I don't think I will. I'm not that far. But I want to try to get as much of it done as I can this weekend, or this week, sorry, and then the weekend. And we'll see how close I get, but I'm not ready to say that I'm going to finish it by the end of the month because that would be pushing it right now. And chances are if I say I'm going to have it done by the end of the month, something will happen and I won't. So we're not even going to say that. But the other thing that I'm going to try to do this week is finish my rainbow set, my mini dazzle set from Diamond Art Club. I'd really like to get that done. So I'm going to work on that a little bit, and Enchanting Edge, and then my new Gustav Klimt canvas from Diamond Dots. I'm going to try to get some of that done this week. Those are my goals when it comes to diamond painting. When it comes to my personal life, I'm going to continue walking my dog and increase that time every day. I am also going to try to have dinner with my children every night this week. Every night. We all eat at separate times, but I figure if we all eat at separate times and do our own thing, when my 19-year-old gets home from work at 6 o'clock, well, like 6:15, she's the last one to eat. We can all three of us just come together for a little bit for her to eat. And then that'll be fun. But the reason I'm doing that is I'm not getting a lot of time with my kids sitting down at the dinner table with us all eating at different times. You know how that can be. But family time in my household is very important. That's when we all kind of talk about our days, talk about what we've got going on for the week. Because lately, it's like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I have no idea what my kids are doing. Like, they're saying goodbye to me before I even know where they're going. And I like to be able to know what nights I'm going to be able to spend with them and what we can do together. So that's my goal. We already made like a menu and all of that kind of thing. So that's taken care of. I've got a lot of videos to do this week. It's going to be a really crazy, busy video week because I have an unboxing that I would really like to do this week. At least one. I might have two because one of them is... One of the unboxings that I'm going to do is from Distracted by Diamonds, and it's going to be the prize for my live. And it's looking like, when I asked everybody what their thought was as far as getting a box that was already unboxed on the channel, as long as everything is intact, it sounds like to me you guys are okay getting something that's unboxed. So I might unbox that just so you'll have a chance to see the canvas before the live. I have a small shop haul, but it is mostly prizes that I've ordered for the live. So we'll be taking a look at all of that this week. And then I have my whip and chat on Thursday night. It seems like there was something else. Anyway, what was it? Oh, I have post reviews. I finished 3 canvases over the weekend. I'm not really sure how I did that. I didn't get any cleaning done or laundry or anything. So that's how. So tonight it's going to be cleaning and laundry. So anyway, those are my goals as far as video content. But yeah, that's going to be my week. I'm not ready to make any more goals right now because I have enough on my plate with what I've got. But like I said in one of my, I think it was my first Motivational Monday, I'm trying to keep my goals easy for me to reach. I'm not making any far out there goals because me being the type of person I am, if I make a goal that's out of my reach and I don't make it, then I'm going to be discouraged and not want to do it anymore. So I try to do manageable goals. Anyway, that is my spiel for Motivational Monday. I'm going to give you the quote one more time. Strong women don't compete, they connect. They cheer, they build, because real badassery isn't about tearing others down. It's about lifting each other up. There's another meme I love that says, be the type of woman that fixes someone's crown without letting them know it's crooked. I love that. I love that meme. I don't think I'm saying it word for word, but you get the general idea. Let's all go out there and treat each other with more kindness and love one another a little more, because there is not enough of that in the world, and we can all do that a little more. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys all. I hope you're all doing really well. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. P.S. I just wanted to add a little snippet at the end of this because my aunt just made me laugh so hard. After I was done recording that, I said, it is really hot in here because my mom has the heater on. It is only like, it's the high, I think today is supposed to be like 73. Anyway, I was saying I'm really hot, and she said, oh, well, just sit down and be quiet. I love you so much, Aunt Sid. So that just put me in my place. I think I'll just sit here quietly and kit up my Gustav Klimt kit. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Take care, you guys. Bye.